Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers IAS classes. Let's begin our discussion on the current events of 7th August 2018. The first issue in news is regarding Article 35A, which gives special status to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. The issue is in news because the Supreme Court is hearing arguments in the case which is said to be violative of the basic structure of the Constitution. As you are aware, the basic structure doctrine was put forth by the Supreme Court in the historic Keshavananda Bharati case to include several fundamental rights like the right to equality, non-discrimination, liberty, life and dignity as enshrined in the Constitution. Article 35A is said to be violative of these rights because it gives the Jammu and Kashmir legislature complete authority to decide the permanent residents of the state and grant them special rights and privileges in the state's public sector jobs, acquisition of property within the state, scholarship, and other welfare programs. Further, the provision mandates that no act of the state legislature under the ambit of Article 35A could be challenged for violating the Constitution or any other law of the land. Therefore, the issue has been taken up by the Apex Court and we have to wait for its final judgment. Meanwhile, normal life was affected in the Kashmir Valley, with separatists calling for a shutdown, and also the major regional parties have urged the central government to safeguard the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. On that note, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the incidence of HIV. While there is a steady decline in the number of HIV cases in India, three northeastern states, namely Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura, have emerged as the new hotspots for HIV, according to the new data released by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. This was due to the high risk behavior of injecting drug users as well as unsafe sexual practices. HIV prevalence was higher among the female sex workers in the region, which is also confirmed by the HIV Sentinel Surveillance, which is a biennial study conducted by the National AIDS Control Organization, which is one of the largest regular studies dealing with HIV in high risk groups of the population. In terms of the persons living with HIV who are on antiretroviral treatment, Maharashtra has the highest number, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. In this background, please go through what are the various initiatives of the government for HIV suppression as well as the 90-90-90 strategy. Now, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the passage of the 123rd Constitutional Amendment Bill, which provides for constitutional status for the National Commission for Backward Classes. Through this, the Commission acquires the same powers as that of a civil court, which is the case with the National Commission on Scheduled Tribes and the National Commission on Scheduled Castes. Therefore, it provides for an institutional mechanism with more powers to look into the various issues of the socially and economically backward communities, like the non-implementation of the 27% reservation for OBC in several states, as well as the raising demands for inclusion under the OBCs by different communities across India. The opposition parties, however, have recommended that the government should make public the findings of the caste census based on which the reservation policy should be formulated. We'll further look into this issue in the coming days. For now, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the Criminal Law Amendment Bill, which was recently passed by the Parliament. It replaces the Criminal Law Amendment Ordinance, which was promulgated following a public outrage over the rape and murder of a minor girl in Kathua district of Jammu Kashmir and the rape of a minor from the Unnao district in Uttar Pradesh. The bill amends the Indian Penal Code, the Criminal Procedural Code, the Evidence Act, and the Protection of Children for Sexual Offences Act, and awards for a maximum sentence of death to those convicted of raping girls below 12 years of age. Also, the minimum sentence in case of rape of women has been increased from 7 to 10 years of rigorous imprisonment, which is further extended to 20 years in case of rape of girls below the age of 16 years. The law also provides for speedy investigations and trials where the probe as well as the trial in all rape cases has to be completed within 2 months and the appeals in such cases has to be disposed of within 6 months. Also, there is no provision for anticipatory bail for any person accused of raping an under 16 girl. The final issue in news today is regarding the passage of the SC/ST Amendment Bill, which contains several provisions to bypass the recent ruling of the Supreme Court. As we have already discussed, the Supreme Court had laid down several guidelines with respect to bail to the accused under the Prevention of Atrocities Act, post which violence had erupted in several parts of the country, which resulted in the need to bring in the amendment bill. For further details on this issue, please go back and watch my previous news analysis video. On that note, I'm wrapping up today's news analysis. Do like, share and comment to support this initiative. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.